Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Yes, good evening and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope you're all doing well. Joe Brady, big up to yourself. He says he's the first here and he's liked. That's what we all need to do. We need to follow in Joe's footsteps, really, don't we? David quickly there says, hats off to the Aston Villa kids. Barry in the papers headlines tomorrow. But a win finally for Liverpool, the first win in any competition for 4 games. Liverpool 4-1 away winners, very nervy at half-time, where it was 1-0. I'm going to bring in the famous Double D combo. This is going to be a shorter show than normal, guys, because I have to jump on Turkish's show at 10:15. So I'll introduce them now anyway. The Double D, it's Darren, it's Doylan, and it's 4-1 to the mighty Red Men. Although it was against the kids, your first and sort of most important reactions to that, Darren.
Pleased obviously to go to Villa and win finally after losing 7-2 this season. It was horrific. A nightmare that we'll never forget. And tonight, I suppose it's an FA Cup game, which is very rare we win them, don't we? So it's good, I suppose, in some ways to have progressed. It's good to have given some match fitness to the likes of Shaqiri, Ox, Thiago, and to see a kind of a mixture of some of the fringe and senior players amongst the team. So yeah, overall pleased. Yeah, it's half time. Everyone panic buttons again on WhatsApp, and including our own fan base. You know, one-offs, this and that. I mean, look, of late, I have learned who I should go to war with and who I shouldn't. I mean, the panic is unbelievable. I mean, it's just, I suppose the expectations and everything else is set so high, and the last 2 seasons has been unbelievable, and this is new to us. But you know, we've drawn 2, we've lost a game. In most of them, to be fair, we haven't played terrible. It's just one of these things, lads, you know. And then, like, even commentary tonight in BT Sport, it's all talk about United title challengers, 9 days away to United. United are title challengers along with 6 or 7 other teams. It's not just United all of a sudden. I mean, I look at United, you've City, you've Spurs, you've Leicester, you know, you've even Chelsea that a couple of wins will get them in there. So, look, lads, no panic. All's well ends well.
I was going to say, we'll leave the United chat for fucking next week. Let's talk about tonight. Doyle. You
know what, lads?
Hey.
Thiago, la. Hey.
Yeah.
Thiago
Alcantara.
Hey, isn't he just magnificent, lad? Isn't he just one of them players that
nobody does?
Everything he does, lad, you just...
As soon as I saw him, I knew this was love.
He just like walks on the pitch, lad, and just goes, I am the best player on this pitch. Everyone watch me. And he just does everything that he wants to do, lad. He does like little step overs to everything. He's so graceful, lad, and elegant to watch. It's like, I can't believe the player that we've bought, lad. Thiago.
Now we're starting to finally see Thiago come into his own, hit the bar tonight. But let's take it way back to the start, lads, because it has been a bit of an adventure tonight. Big up Daz drinking what looks like is an alcoholic beverage this evening. Can we get an eye on that, Darren? Can we see what?
Well, it's going to be mixed with a bit of Hennessy, a bit of rum soon. It's Coke at the moment, but I have the Hennessy, so
Coke. They must have.
Well, a couple of weeks ago it was yup 7-up, so it's definitely gone levels ahead now, and it's with Hennessy, so you know.
Hennessy, love that.
Yes,
that. Right.
Nice bit of rum.
Let's go. Love the rum. Let's go straight back to the beginning before we bring on Jamie, I believe, who is Darren's mate, who you're bringing on for the first time. Big Liverpool fan. We love that. So we start off 4-0. Sorry, 4-0. 4 minutes in, it's 1-0. Sadio Mane with a nice header. And at that point, we're all thinking it's only a matter of time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who knows? But then the man that taught Lionel Messi everything, it seems, Louis Barry, the 16-year-old from Sutton Coldfield, has done to me, it was very much a Michael Owen against Wimbledon. His debut kind of finish.
He just smoked Reece Williams.
Got across him and was like, you either take me down and get sent off, or you let me go through. He went through and scored 1-0 at half
ball
time.
Was sick as well, like the through ball was sick. It was Reece Williams' positioning. The way he put his body, lad, to cover the run just wasn't good enough, lad. And he's already slow, so he's got to get off that extra yard away from Barry. But nothing, can't take that away from the kid, can you, lad? He just buried it. You just seen it going, and everyone just went, what's happening here, lad?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable finish for him. And listen,
Klopp going into that half-time talk, lad. He must have just walked in and went dish. And yeah, he come out, lad. I think Thiago was the big difference, really, lad. That man, Jesus.
Yeah.
So listen, we have to take our hats off and give a huge round of applause to not only Louis Barry, of course, but the whole Aston Villa team that they put out tonight and the backroom staff that they drafted together. I mean, some of these players were so young; their parents dropped them off at the ground tonight. So let's definitely congratulate Aston Villa for putting up with what were horribly terrible circumstances tonight. Anyway, 1-1 at half-time, lads. And I genuinely said on text to someone at half-time, if we don't win this game now, genuinely, I quit the Kop TV, I quit football, I can't be seen in public, and there's a few smiles coming around. You think I'm joking? Do you think I'd be able to show my face around if we lost that game tonight? Have some respect for yourself, honestly. 1-0 at half-time. I'm thinking, right, well, if we don't win this by at least 3 or 4 goals in the second half, it's a joke. Luckily, we come out in the second half. Thiago comes on. The Shaqiri gets 2 assists in 10 minutes. Yeah, all of a sudden, Mane scores his second, which I thought was an own goal, but it was actually a great header. Salah scores, and yeah, and obviously Gini scores to make it 2-1. 4-1 in the end.
Yeah, great game in the end, lad. The second half, we just came out and showed the class. Also, the difference was they're only kids in the sense that the fitness levels just isn't the same, lad. So we were expected to have a better second half always. The first half, they threw loads of energy at it and they were great. They were only kids, lad. So like you said, some of them got dropped off by the Mars and Dars. So the fact that they've been able to actually take us to 1-1 at half time, lad, is a massive achievement. They'll never forget that night, lad. Them kids will never ever forget it, and rightly so, lad, because they were incredible. That what was his name? Bridge at the back, lad. He was naughty, him, lad. He had Mongo Bridge, at the top as well. There was a lad in the midfield as well. I think his name began with an S. He was a good little player as well. Lad. So Silla, that was him, lad. They had a few little players there.
Silla Black,
Gotta clap them, lad. So, but in the end, yeah, class, Thiago, lad. What a player, bro. I can't wait to see him against Man United. Even like when he hit the crossbar, just everything that he does, lad, just seems like effortless and class and just...
He gets like in your face and then he'll still find space to get round. Do you know what I mean by that?
It's like he's just got that... Like everyone goes, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? Yeah, he's that. Hola, I'm going to... You know what I mean, lad? And he just goes, and just skins you.
Yeah. Absolutely right. A Kop TV debut here now for Jamie. We're going to bring him in. Darren, a bit of background on Jamie before we bring him on the stream.
Greatest ever, just possibly run as well. Obviously a big Liverpool fan, and I imagine knowledgeable enough. Yeah, so big up, Jem.
Well, there he is.
All right, lads.
Jamie,
how's it going?
Not bad.
How's things?
Not bad.
Nice to have you, boys.
Thanks for coming on all the way from Dublin, is it?
Yeah, Dublin. I'm only up the road from Darren there, actually.
Yeah,
Pure dodgy we are.
We're also going to bring in one of the Kop kids, one of the stars of the younger generation. It's Theo Woods. How are you doing, fella?
That was brilliant, though.
Just give us a sec, lad, to sort out the audio here. 1 sec.
Yeah, you do your thing, Darren. It's not about you. It's about Jamie and Theo. I want to bring in Jamie first. 2 goals tonight for Sadio Mane, his first ever 2 in the FA Cup. Are we now favourites for this competition, Jamie? Because me and Doyle, just above you there, were having some real words about this earlier, whether we actually want to invest enough to win this competition or not. Does that make us favourites now?
Yeah. Come here. If we play our strongest team in every round, we've a great chance. But knowing Klopp and the way we've approached this competition the past few years, we don't know, and especially with the fixtures coming up as well soon. So I'm hoping we won it. It's 15 years since we last won it. So yeah, we need a nice out piss up in May, don't we?
Yeah. Who knows when the final will be? Theo, what did you think of the game tonight? 4 good goals in the end. Realistically, 2 headers from Mane, a lovely side foot from Gini Wijnaldum, and a little reverse goal there from Salah. A big confidence booster, and it was great to see the Shaq come on and get 2 assists, Theo.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, obviously, with the team that played, anything short of a comfortable win would have been a disappointment. Like at half time, even though I thought we would go on to win, I was thinking if we don't, then I don't know what I'm going to do because of their team. But look, about being favourites in the competition, with the strength of our team, yes. With the manager, no, because I think Jurgen Klopp every year with the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, he just sort of doesn't really field a good team, and he doesn't really care whether we go far in them. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll go differently this year.
Do you know what's mad that I've just realised as well, guys? Do you know what's really mad?
What?
Some of the players that played tonight are only 2 years older than Theo. Get on that.
Theo could have played tonight, yeah.
You're making me feel old.
Yeah.
Well, the title for this video is I have Liverpool jerseys that are older than some of the players on the show tonight. That's not even an exaggeration. I wish it was. It really isn't. The oldest player they had out tonight was born in 2002. Which was the same time.
The Ronaldo, the World Cup career in Japan.
There you go.
Yeah, that is madness. Congratulations to them for taking us to 1-1 at half time for that then, lads. Seriously, 2002, lads. That's heavy. That's heavy, lads.
That is mad. That is mad.
Talk to me. We'll go round the circle. Darren, Doyle, Theo and Jamie. We'll start with Darren. I mean, it's difficult to pick a man of the match because in a game that we were always supposed to win,
it's not, lads.
no one's really going to get any credit.
Donny won't Pearson, isn't it? Donny won't Pearson. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
He's just unbelievable. All day.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Thiago. I mean, he's only played 45 minutes. I would have loved to see him play 90. He needs match fitness, but you could see tonight some of them passes, those treading passes, even the tackling, great in the air. He's unbelievable, and he hit the bar as well. I mean, the only disappointing part was he didn't get his goal tonight, which he's long awaiting for, and hopefully that comes in the next game.
Be huge. The Man U, lad.
Yeah,
lad. Hey,
great, wasn't it?
Thiago just does a little pirouette, lad, and it just places a top in past Hendo or De Gea or whoever, lad. I was sick. I want to see Thiago start.
And just the thing on the FA Cup there, Alex. Look, I mean, the FA Cup, it's probably obviously our top priority. Premier League and Champions League is always our priority and has been. You look at Kenny Dalglish, you've got to a League Cup, won the League Cup final, got to an FA Cup final, lost the job. So to me, that said to me, the owners, it's Premier League and Champions League, they prioritise. With the money, obviously, they've given Jurgen and he's invested. It has to be. It's a money spinner. Financially, not only is it huge, but globally and recognition it's huge because it's Premier League, Champions League. They're the two biggest, and where Liverpool are now, we're more than enough to be winning them. And look, it's disappointing that the FA Cup tradition is lost. It'd be great to win it, as Jamie said there, 15 years since we last won it. But this could be the year. It definitely could be. But it has to be Premier League and Champions League our priority, no doubt about it. And it's hard to say, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
the FA Cup is the cup you go for when everything else is lost, lads. That's what you do. I told you.
It's the cup United go for.
Yeah, lads, exactly. We're not United, lad. When we're
we like Jamie already.
When you're at the top, lads, you only get a very short amount of time at the top, lad, and you need to reach for the biggest prizes when you're there, lad, because if you don't, you'll regret it, lad. So what Jurgen Klopp's doing is prioritising them big fish, lad, because he's got so many of them to fry, but he needs to get them biggest ones, because that's what we all want. We won't be asked if we won an FA Cup, lads.
And that's obviously that's the message from the owners too. I mean, Arsene Wenger used to try and get top 4 and win the FA Cup, and pundits criticised him for that.
Well, so
Welly.
Hello.
Carry on, Darren.
So sorry, just the last point on that. Arsene Wenger got usually criticised in his day for getting top 4 and trying to win the FA Cup. So I don't think you can criticise Liverpool for trying to do what they're doing and also criticise. So, it can't be two ways. So that's the last point on that. But hopefully we do win it.
Right. Another youngster, a Kop kid, Welford, fresh from Dubai. You can tell by that olive skin. Again, bringing down the age average of this team tonight, right on our screens right now by a lot. Again, Welford, how did it feel for someone? I mean, you two are like 13, 14, right?
15,
how did it feel?
15.
15, there you go. How did it feel for you guys to be watching their players tonight, knowing that is only potentially a year or two away?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're so like they must be like it's so privileged to be able to play, especially against Liverpool, one of the biggest teams in the world. It's like ridiculous. For me, if you sat in that dressing room before the game, you're just thinking, just go out, have fun, just try and play the best you can. And for me, if I was in that situation, it'd just be such an amazing experience to have to play in such a big team and have so many good players around you having to mark. And I think you could tell that they weren't used to it with the amount of people that went down with cramp or injuries and like the hour. But for me, I'm so proud to see other teams giving. Well, I know they didn't have much choice, but normally it's just us that give the young people a chance. Not many other teams tend to do it, but yeah, it was really good to see. And I think if I was a Villa fan, I'd be very, very proud of them.
Right, what I'm going to do, lads, because I'm on another show at 10:15 on Turkish's channel, the Big Six show. So if you are watching, you want to carry on this chat, let us know on here. But what we're going to do now for the last 8 or so minutes is between us come up with some player ratings, okay? So I'm going to start off with Jamie, as it's his debut on the show. Let's get a rating for the Irish Iker Casillas. Kelleher.
It's got to be a 10. He just looks super on the goal, doesn't he? No, we'll give Queeveen, I'd say probably a 7. He didn't have much to do. That goal, he couldn't really do much as well. It's a great finish by the young lad, so I'd probably give him a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10, that's fair enough. I mean, did concede one, but the finish was very good, as Jamie says. Right back tonight was Nico Williams. Darren and Doyle, what do you reckon between you?
8.
I'm going to give him an 8. Very generous. Doyle?
Yeah.
I think it was good.
Doyle seems to have frozen there, unfortunately. I'm not too sure what's happening.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I've never seen him this quiet before, to be honest. So we'll take him out and put him back in. He's still frozen there, but Watford and Theo, 8 out of 10 for Nico. Do you reckon?
I thought it was good. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I think he was very good on that right side. Got past the young left back a couple of times with the inside crossing that, and his balls were quite good as well inside. I think about 5 out of 6 was very good for me. Yeah, 8 or even 9 for me, very good.
8 or 9. David, you're saying 8.5. Nico, Theo, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'll agree with an 8. Yeah, I think he was solid tonight. Sure, I think like Wolf said, his balls in the box of goals. Yeah, good performance all around for him.
Right, let's get on to the centre back. Some would say it was a risk to play Fabinho tonight. Obviously, our only recognised centre back. I mean, realistically, does he get more than a 7.5 tonight, Fabinho, lads?
Yeah, he done everything he had to do. He swept up well. He read the game. He's solid.
Yeah.
7.5, is that fair then?
Yeah, I'll give
I'll go for that.
And he had chances up the other end of the pitch, so.
True.
True.
As well, had a good shot saved. Diego says full house. Theo, Welford, Jamie, Darren, Doyle, ADT, and of course we've got Jamie in the house tonight as well. Joe Brady says Doyle doing the mannequin challenge. Still can't seem to get him back. Reece Williams positionally was in a catch-22 there between him, the keeper, and Louis Barry. I mean, if he touches him, he gets sent off. Barry goes down. It's a red card.
Yeah.
He had to kind of let him go through, even though it was disappointing to see him kind of outstrength by 16. I mean, he's only 19 or something himself, for Christ's sake. But you know what I mean.
No, yeah, I agree as well. There, he done everything like Fabinho. He done everything apart from that goal. He was a bit poor, but we still went on to win the game. So
it also vindicates to me. I think Reece Williams is now preferred over Nat Phillips. It's a couple of times we've seen him starting Reece and bringing on Reece when Matip went off injured against West Brom. So I was surprised. I thought Nat Phillips he was man the match in 2 games. West Ham, Brighton away. He was terrific. Newcastle away wasn't brilliant, but he was okay. You know, he kept a clean sheet. So look, I think Nat Phillips is a terrific old school style centre back. For someone that's inexperienced, he slotted him well there. But look, whatever Klopp has over Reece Williams, maybe because it looks like Van Dijk. That might be why he preferred him.
So we're going for a 7 then. 6.5 says David. Reece. We'll give him a 7. Left back tonight, James Milner. I mean,
I'd give it 8.
Again, you can't really say anything about James Milner filling in again. Yeah.
I'd say 8.
good dribbling as well. Got past
I'd
say at 7, none of them can get over it.
I'd give him a 7. It was a Milner performance.
You can't get it. Like, it's a game of two halves, lads. Because they played well in the second half doesn't just excuse the first half, lads. You know what I mean? So
I don't think they did anything wrong.
none of them. No, they didn't do nothing wrong, lads. But for me, if the levels aren't there in the first half and they are in the second half, still good. I made up that we won the game, but it needs to be consistent, and you need to do it in the first half. Because if you do that against teams, I've said this over and over, and we don't start games properly. If you do that against teams like Man United, Tottenham, Chelsea, whoever, lads, we'll just get punished. So I don't think anyone can get over an 8 for this. Like, Klopp won't be going away going, well done, boys. He's going to be going, you just need to do better still. So, again...
And again, Doyle, it was one of those games that the opposition were brilliant, you know, and oppositions now lately are playing their A+ game against Liverpool. I mean, West Brom, Southampton, they were really good against, well, probably not so much West Brom, but Newcastle. So I think, you know, we're probably, because we're not starting off really with that high intensity, that energy that we're so used to, and we're not getting 2 or 3 goal leads. It's, you know, we're probably being sometimes overcritical. We won tonight, got 4, could have been 8. We're in second gear as well, so I'm not. Look, a win's a win, and in a couple of weeks we might want to be in this. We're well cleared in the league, Champions League.
I want to just see us beat Man United.
We might want to bail out. Yeah. So that'll happen.
One game at a time, lads.
That's the biggest thing.
One game at a time. Let's move into the midfield. And Curtis Jones started tonight with Henderson, and who else started tonight?
Yeah, midfield was poor. Yeah. Other than Thiago, of course.
Thiago came on and changed
everything again. I wouldn't give him more than a 6. Henderson obviously came off at half time.
Yeah, both them are 6 for me. Yeah. But Henderson can have that off game because he's been the best player this season for me. He's been phenomenal. So I don't mind him having an off game. He can have an off game. He deserves one.
I agree.
He's played so well.
We'll quickly get through these. Only a couple of minutes left on this show. Let's get into the who's the final midfielder tonight? It was Taki.
Did we do Thiago?
Taki, Thiago.
No, sorry, Gini started.
I say 7.
Yeah. He gets
7 for Gini with the goal.
7.5 for the goal.
Have you done Thiago?
No.
Thiago, no, he was the sub. We'll get on to him. The 3 up front that started the game. Salah. Yeah, chill out, bro. Salah, Mane, and Taki up front there. Mane, for me, obviously scores 2 goals. He has to get an 8, lads. Do we all agree?
Yeah,
I'd agree.
The headers were good as well. The second one was very good.
I want to see him score a goal without his head, lads. I want to see him score a goal with his feet. Lads. I'm not messing, lad. What do you mean? Just kick the ball in the net, lad, please. Your boss. But yeah, still 8. Go on, 8. Go score 2 goals.
Taki, well, it was a bit tacky from Taki, wasn't it?
He was crap, lad.
Yeah,
he wasn't crap, lad.
I give him like a 6.5. He wasn't as Curtis and Henderson, but he wasn't the best.
Does anyone actually know why Henderson went off? Obviously,
I think he just.
I'd say just
straight swap.
And to bring Thiago on or not?
Yeah,
and it was a straight swap as well. It was the whole of midfielder. So.
Too risky to play Henderson.
I'd say that was
for me, so just a straight swap.
That was probably in the game plan before the game. Just give him 45 minutes and swapping Thiago on.
Spot on, man.
Yeah, as long as there's no
fingers crossed it was just a straight swap.
Let's hope it's just that. Right, let's get on to the subs quickly. Ox came on. Nothing more than a 5.5, 6 for me.
Nothing.
Average.
Shaqiri came on, gets 2 assists.
7.
8. 7.5.
He's good. And Alex, what were we talking about a couple of weeks ago? Oh, you were going, get rid of Shaqiri. That's what you were saying, get rid of Shaqiri and all that. He was, Shaqiri, Naby and Matip, you're going, get rid of them all.
Yeah, he was disappointed.
No. I said Origi, Matip and Keita. That's what I said, kid.
No, he did not
never
say
said Shaq. Never said kid.
I don't know.
Steward's inquiry.
We'll have to get that clip back up, I think. Well,
I know, yeah. I'll go hunting after this. I'll go hunting for it.
Yeah, you'll be there all night, mate. You're not going to find shit.
It's literally videos now.
Brilliant stuff there from Shaq. Who else came on in the end?
Thiago.
Hit the bar, controlled the game.
10.
He needs to shoot. He's always looking to pass. He needs to shoot.
The only 10 performance I've ever seen in my life was Suarez against Norwich at home. I can't give anyone else. That's 10.
That was quality.
That's 10. This isn't 10, but it was very good.
Different grade.
I disagree. I'd say Gerrard, FA Cup, West Ham. Thiago might do it this year.
That's a 10 as well, Darren, if you want to go that far. You know.
How about Thiago, FA Cup, though?
Against 15-years-olds.
Karius Champions League final? No, I'm joking. Anyway.
Jeez, right. Don't start that.
Sorry. It's not what you want to hear on your debut, is it? Right, lads, you know what? Genuinely, I'd love, you guys have been brilliant today. I'd love to sit here all night with you, but I have to rush on to another show. It has been a pleasure to have you on, Jamie, though. Really big fan of yours.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Has anyone ever told you look like Ed Sheeran a bit?
I get that all the time. I'm the better looking version of
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's them, right. Big up to yourself, Jamie. We'll have you back on the show after the Man United game. Big up on your debut.
Cheers, mate.
Big up to Boyle. Big up to Darren and the Kop kids, as they always are. Well, they're turning into, Aston Villa had their kids out tonight. They're not too far off those. So,
young adults.
Young
Darren's
adults.
the James Milner of our squad.
Exactly. Right, listen, lads, if you want to carry on the Liverpool chat, do follow me over to Turkish's channel, where we'll be talking about the Big Six there and, of course, the Liverpool Man United game. But until next time, Darren, Jamie,
have a good
welcome, Theo. Take care. All the best. Big win for the Reds.
Lads. Have a good one.